You finally feel like someone is choosing you back, like the connection you've been waiting for is finally starting to grow. At first, everything feels warm, open, and effortless. Conversations flow, her guard drops. You see real emotion, not the kind she shows the world, but the kind she hides. But then, something shifts. The same woman who held your hand now looks at her phone instead of you. The same woman who leaned in now steps back. You feel it in the space between you, a quiet, invisible crack forming under your feet. And you stand there wondering, what did I do wrong? But here's the truth nobody explains. Pulling away isn't always rejection. Sometimes it's fear. Not fear of you, not fear of love, but fear of what love requires. Vulnerability, uncertainty, loss of control. Because closeness doesn't just activate affection, it activates old wounds, old memories, old versions of ourselves we haven't healed. For some women, and some men too, the closer they feel, the louder their internal alarms become. You saw this in the beginning, the openness, the softness, the spark that felt mutual. But internally, something else was happening. A storm she probably didn't understand herself. Thought spirals. What if this ends? What if I get hurt again? What if I'm not enough? Suddenly, she's not reacting to you anymore. She's reacting to the shadows of her past. That's why her warmth and distance look so contradictory. One moment she reaches for connection. The next, she cuts the emotional rope between you. Not because she wants to lose you, but because she's terrified of needing you. Some people cope with fear by clinging. Others cope by disappearing. She disappears. Not visibly, not dramatically, but slowly. Fewer texts, shorter replies, more time scrolling, more emotional fog, less emotional eye contact. You feel her slipping, but she doesn't say anything. Because she doesn't know how to explain a fear she doesn't fully understand. And you, standing there in the middle of the emotional wreckage, feel helpless. You try to fix it. You try to reassure her. You try to pull her back. But the more you chase connection, the more overwhelmed she becomes. Not because you're wrong, but because she isn't ready. Fear creates distance. Distance creates guilt. Guilt creates confusion. And confusion makes her freeze. It's a cycle. Fear, distance, guilt, closeness, fear again. Sometimes the cycle ends in silence. Sometimes in tears. Sometimes in a quiet ending where both people feel the same heartbreak, but neither knows how to bridge the gap. But here's the real secret. People don't pull away because the connection was weak. They pull away because the connection was real. Real enough to expose the parts they've spent years hiding. Real enough to make them vulnerable. Real enough to make their heart feel unprotected again. And the truth is, healing doesn't happen when someone begs you to open up. Healing happens when someone gives you space to breathe, to settle, to feel safe again. So if you're watching this because someone pulled away from you, don't assume it means you didn't matter. Sometimes you matter so much that it scares them. And the ones who pull away aren't incapable of love. They just haven't learned how to stay yet. Give them space. Give yourself clarity. And remember, closeness isn't lost in a single moment. And sometimes, distance is the first step towards someone finally learning how to come back with intention instead of fear. Take a breath, my friend. Connection isn't a straight line. It's a path that people learn to walk. Sometimes slowly, sometimes with uncertainty, but often with a heart that wants closeness more than it knows how to show.